We create jobs and make entrepreneurial dreams come true. ACE, a nonprofit community lender, specializes in small business loans coupled with business advisory services. ACE has loaned more than $39 million, helped over 725 business owners fulfill their dreams, and ACE has helped its clients create or retain more than 6,200 jobs. These are the stories of those businesses we've helped reach success and claim their American dream.
Welcome to ACE's Best Stories. I'm your host, Eric Holtzcall. Each week, we bring you a new story about an entrepreneur, small business owner, inventor, someone doing something cool, trying to make their own way. Today, this week, we're talking with Rosa Melgen. Melgen. She is the CEO of Dominican Hair Salon by Rossy.
That is correct.
Very nice. So tell us about the Dominican Hair Salon.
Well, that hair salon was the first place that I started working since I came to this country.
Okay. When was that?
That was in 2008.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, almost 10 years. And, I got the first opportunity there, but I have experience, from my country because my mom used to have a hair salon in Dominican for almost 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And it was the family business. I have to learn or I have to learn. No options, you see?
It's funny how that works sometimes, right?
Yes. Yeah. As a teenager, I didn't, I wasn't involved on that type of stuff. But, I learned. I went to beauty school over there. Also, I went to law school.
Oh, wow.
But you never know what you're going to end in, doing. So it was a good experience too. So, when I came here, it was like, what I'm going to do? Because, the challenge of the language, have to learn. And then I wasn't driving, so it was like, oh, my God, what I'm going to do? So my husband used to work very close to that place. So I used to ride with him, and he wait for me, until I finish. So that was it. That was the first place, and I learned the style here because it's completely different.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
How is it different?
Well, because Dominican Salon specialize in doing like more African American hair.
Okay.
So it's like more natural and curly hair, to give you the style of straight hair and all that, caring and treating but it's completely different style. So I have to learn the style from here because over there we have more variety of hair. It's like curly. The curly is loose, tight. Different. Right. Because in Dominican Republic there's mixed ethnicities. So, right. Learn again. And like I said, I got my first opportunity and I took it. So I was working there for like 3-4 years. And then I tried in some other place just to build more customers, more clientele. And then when I get back 2 years later, I bought it.
You bought it?
Yeah.
So how did the opportunity to buy it come up?
Well, the owner, by the time, she was tired. It was a long time working in her salon. And she got that one for like 8 years. So that salon has been in the same place for almost, 15...
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's
17
a long time.
years. Yeah, it is a long time. And then she was tired, and she was telling me, like, can you look for somebody who get this place? Because I'm so tired. I want to travel. I want to, enjoy, So I told my sister-in-law, and she was interested. And I said, okay, I get the business, but you're going to run it because I don't know anything about that. So we did it for a year. And then she told me, hey, why you don't get it now? Because you know everything. Exactly. You know everything here. So the administration, process, products, customers, get it. And she gave me some facilities. So I did.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So your sister-in-law knew how to come in and run the business for you or help you run the business.
Yeah, she helped me.
Yeah.
But now I'm by myself.
Very nice.
Yeah. I have 2 coworkers right now. Very supportive and helped me a lot. And it's just us. But I think we are doing very good now.
So when you originally came to the country, did you speak the language?
No, at all.
Not at all?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Because over there, you can go to English school, but it's like separate. It's not, regular school. They're going to teach you English as a second, language. But I don't know. I think I Doing good. What do you think?
I think you're doing very well, much better than I would do. So,
Don't say that.
so tell me, there's a lot of things wrapped up in that. So you came over, you had to learn the style here. You also had to learn the language. Like what?
It was
You had
challenging.
to learn the business. Which part of that was harder for you?
Learned the language because, I have a base, at least for the, the technique for doing hair. I have some experience on that. But the language, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then adding the business piece to it.
Yes. But on the business, I don't know, the style it's not really difficult. Dealing with customers sometimes, yes, is challenging too. And learn about the products because there's different type of products too. But I think I'm open to everything, to learn, to work with, so.
So in your background, I mean, you say that you went to school to learn how to do hair, beauty. Was it beauty school?
Yeah, beauty salon, cosmetology.
And then also lawyer.
Yeah, I went to law school. I didn't finish.
Right.
But yes, because I moved here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went to law school.
So were you always inclined to be in business? Because I think you said your mom was.
Yeah, she was in business. Well, I learned a lot from her, but it wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
No, like for me, I was like, no, I want to do something else. Because I saw while I was growing, I saw how, because it takes too much time from you. So your family suffer a lot. Your kids suffer a lot because I work Monday through Sunday.
Yeah.
The shop is closed just one day during the week. And sometimes I take, an extra day because it's not enough, just one day off to do a lot of stuff. Because I'm a mom and
Right.
I'm a wife,
Right.
so I still have a lot to do at home. So I have to manage the time. But yes, it's one of the things that I was scared of, the time, because it takes too much time. Sometimes we are at the shop for 13, 14 hours in one day.
Yeah.
And I live so far.
Oh, do you?
Yes,
You
I
live
live
a
like
long way away.
45 an hour from the shop. So
Oh, wow.
sometimes I'm so tired, I want to sleep there. I don't want to drive home.
I may or may not know some people who've slept in their offices before.
Oh, yeah.
Isaac, my producer, at times. Yeah.
Well,
So,
nobody going to find him if he's in this office.
yeah, that's probably true. Probably true. So talk to me then about that. I mean, that's a common thing I hear. So someone will say, my parents owned a business and because they did, and I saw it consume them. And I think my daughter's the same way because she's seen me do businesses and they kind of consume my time. And she's like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. So how did you change your mind? Like what brought you over to decide?
I think it was the need, because in my country, I was working from a bank and the law department. So I was used to work every day. So once at home, I get sick. I get with headaches because I need to do something.
Yeah.
And I was getting, the change. I was getting depressed. And I said, I need to do something. Okay, if I have experience on this, that's what I'm going to do. Because I know it will be hard for me, like the time, like go back to school if I don't know the language. So what's the point? And I was like, I don't know. So I don't want to waste time. I want to just be productive and doing something, help my husband.
Right.
Because like here, just one at home working, not going to work. So I need to do something, make money, help him, help with the kids.
Right.
So, yeah, but I think it was a good decision. Even when my kids always, they say, Mommy, I don't see you that often, but I take him with me on weekends. So.
Well, how long have you been sort of you solely owning or running it?
Running it since 2015.
15. Okay, well, you're coming around to it. It's typically the first 3 years, first 1,000 days that it's just all consuming because you're learning how to do it. You're learning what works and what doesn't work. And so you're probably getting close to where you can kind of make it normal.
Hopefully, yeah.
Are you feeling that way?
Well, I'm feeling, yes. I feel some release. But I have 2 coworkers that help me a lot with that too. You know, they are always there. If I need to do anything, hey girls, I don't gonna be able to go because I have this or that, and they say, hey, don't worry, we got you. They do good for me, you know.
Yeah, so it gives you some
I
flexibility.
appreciate that.
Have you had them since the beginning, or is that a new thing?
Yes, since the beginning.
Oh, wow.
And I know them from before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you're just like,
between family.
yeah, your little family at work. And that is part of it. When you're putting something together, you have to have people you like working with and you kind of trust and those kind of things.
Yes, that's very important.
So on the kind of business side, what's the thing that what part of that was maybe harder than you thought?
Well, the administration, like the money administration, you know, because you have so many expenses. You know, you have to pay the building, you have to pay the products, you have to pay your employees, you have to pay taxes. So it was hard for me to get organized, you know, with all that.
Right.
But I think I'm doing good.
You seem like you're doing very good.
Thank you.
You're still standing, right?
Yes.
That's always one of the biggest signs. You really haven't failed until you quit. You know, that's what people say. Is they're like, if you keep trying, if you keep getting up and trying, then, you know. So I want to talk when we get back. We're going to commercial break. And when we get back, I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that may have been easier for you in the process. So things that maybe happened easier. What advice you would give somebody who may be thinking about the same kind of thing. So sort of like that kind of thing. So anyway, so we'll be back in just a second. We're talking to Rosa Melgen. She is the CEO of Dominican Hair Salon by Rossy. She is on ACE's Best Stories, which we highlight entrepreneurs and small business owners like her every week along their journey and what it takes to be successful. We'll be back in just a minute.
If it wasn't for ACE, my business may have closed in 1 year.
If it wasn't for ACE, my business wouldn't be expanded as much as it's expanding right now. They were there for me at the time of my need.
If it wasn't for ACE, we would not be here today.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for ACE, I would very much still be cooking at an hourly rate, and I would have never impacted hundreds of lives and an entire community.
I still remember going to different kind of banks, big banks, and with papers, and you know, these people send me back because I don't have, you know, I had experience in the restaurant business, but I don't have, you know, everything else this bank needed, and I believe in me.
I did the research in Adult Day. I had experienced it personally because my grandfather had Alzheimer's, so I wanted to do the business myself. Get into it because I knew I could make a difference.
Initially, when we started, there was only one person, which would be me. And then the company have grown from 1% to 8, and we provide quality assurance, quality control testing for FDA-regulated companies.
I think Grace not only completely understands what it's like to start off in an office connected to your laundry room or wherever she was, but she also understands the growth process, and I think that she does an excellent job of making sure that everybody who works with ACE has an understanding of the kind of struggles and celebrations that you can have.
ACE has helped us with putting our business idea into the market, working with us with the business, actually showing us, guiding me personally, how to solve some of my marketing issue problems or with the business planning.
You don't meet many lenders that are invested in your success. And, you know, from their classes or presentations, seminars, they really do have a vested interest in your success.
The best advice I can do to small business owners is follow your dreams. You know, always follow your dreams. Follow your heart.
Have a plan. Just because you have a passion for it doesn't mean that you can start a good business.
Get ready for the ride of your life. And definitely make sure that you look out for fantastic resources like ACE.
ACE is the way to go.
You're just the best. They really are.
And we're back. You're listening to Ace's Best Stories. I'm your host, Eric Holtzclaw. Ace's Best Stories focuses every Tuesday on an entrepreneur, small business owner, inventor who is building their own dream. We're talking today with Rosa Melgen, CEO of Dominican Hair Salon by Rossy. She has a very interesting background, only been in the country for 8 years.
Almost 10 years.
8 years, and is now a hair mogul.
Thank you for that.
So if you were talking with someone, I asked you about what was harder, and you said the finances, and I hear that often. You know, people really struggle with cash flow and figuring out how to read a profit and loss statement. It's very different from your personal life, right? It's kind of, you got to think through things in a different way. Mm-hmm. What was easier than maybe you thought?
Doing hair.
Doing hair?
Yeah, that's the most easiest part because I do it with love, and it's so natural. I mean, and
it's your craft.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy it a lot, doing hair. And, you know, sometimes like a lot of when new customers come and they say, okay, I have this problem and I went to this shop and I got this, it didn't work. And I'm just listening and, you know, like, okay, let me do this and this and that. And I think this is going to be the best for you. And when I finish, they are like, oh my gosh, I love it. My hair feels so, and that's my, you know, like,
that's your payment.
yes, my payment. Besides the money, of course.
Right. That's the money too.
But yeah, it feels great, you know,
Right.
when somebody tells you that. And then somebody tells me like, oh, I knew about you on Google. You have awesome reviews, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel like, wow, I'm doing good.
So when you took the salon over, did they already have some of that kind of stuff, like the reviews and things, or did you?
Well,
have
I create a
you had to
whole
build
new
that all
thing.
up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I create a new Facebook page, Google page, Yelp, and what else? Instagram.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I communicate with my customers, let them know what the specials, let them know my recent jobs, and
Is that helpful?
Yes, it is helpful.
Yeah, because a lot of people look for those kind of reviews, and we've had a lot of people in.
Mostly on Google. I noticed that I try to ask every new customer, oh, how do you know about us? And some of them, they are, you know, friends recommended the place, or they say, oh, I look it on you in Google, and you have awesome reviews, and I love that. So
Very cool. Yeah. Well, so tell me about how do you keep up with what's new in your space?
Well, okay, the companies that offer, you know, products and stuff, they always do seminars and workshops, and I try to go, not all the time because of obviously,
work.
you know, work, but I try to go as much as I can.
Yeah.
And especially when there's new styles, and I have to go learn the process, and then so I can do it at the shop because everybody wants something new.
Yeah.
So I need to be prepared for that.
Yeah. When somebody walks in and asks for the whoever haircut, right?
Exactly.
Whatever that new thing is.
Yeah.
So if you were talking with someone who wanted to start a store like yours, like they want to start a salon or they want to get into the space that you're in, what's a piece of advice you would give them? Something you think would be really important for them to be successful?
Well, the first thing is to explore, because like my first line of work was law, you know. So, but if you learn like different areas, so you have more opportunities to do different stuff. But I will say not to stop dreaming, because At the beginning, this wasn't my dream, but it became with time and with with the idea to be better, to provide, for my family, or help my husband to provide for my kids, or a better life. So I think that's the most important thing. Believe in yourself that you can do it, and always look for advice, professional advice. That's important.
Important, yeah. And when you talk about it, always dreaming, so did it become more of a dream once you knew that you could potentially own the salon?
Yeah, I was like, who knows? Maybe I can get the first one and later can have a chain. You never know.
I totally see that. It'll be all over the country.
It would be nice. Yeah.
And as you think about that, like, how do you plan for something like that? How are you working towards some of those kind of dreams?
Well, the first thing is save. Save money. Yeah, the savings. Because you cannot do anything like with some savings. But yeah, on the road, I hopefully gonna find trusting people, because that is important too.
Yeah.
And because obviously I don't gonna be in all the salons all over the country, so I need to find people that I can trust so they can manage the places. But basically that.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you think about some of the trends or things, and you talked about taking care of customers, and what's some of your advice, because I can imagine that you could end up with some very interesting customer situations.
Yes.
Where you have a customer who's not happy or...
Yeah, it happens sometimes because, something that happens very often is like, okay, I come with this picture. Okay, I want my hair like this.
Yeah.
But your texture, your color, or, whatever you have is not going to it's not going to give you that style by any reason. Even if I try, that's not going to happen. So some customers, they get mad when you try and display that. And say, so you say my hair is not good enough. It's not that. It's just the style.
Right. It just doesn't do that.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes happens, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see, and I'm wondering often if people want to look like the haircut or the person.
Yeah,
so it's going to be a combination of both.
If it's
right?
color, yes, I can do it. But, it's something that has to be with the texture of the hair.
Yeah. That sounds like
sometimes
that would be
hard.
Hard to know. You just know that over years of experience of having worked with
you learn
things.
that. You learn that. With, when you go to school, you learn that. And basically, we try to go as close as we can, to make the customer happy.
Right.
But since the beginning, I try to explain, okay, that's not going to be like that. So at least they know. Yeah. Yeah. But I try my best.
Yeah. And so can you often figure that out at the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's before you try to do the haircut. Because nothing worse than having done the haircut when the person goes, that's not what I want.
No, exactly. No.
Yeah. So from a partnership or whatever perspective, you talked about doing social media, and that's been helpful. Is there any other tips or techniques that you can talk about that have helped you grow the business?
Yeah, but Facebook is helpful, but you have to do like a sponsored, the post you do. You have to,
ads,
the ads. Yeah, thank you. You have to pay for it so it can spread easily. I don't have a lot of followers on Instagram because the page is not too old. So let's say have probably less than a year. But I think it's working too. I think it's working.
Yeah.
And, I put every time I put something in one of the let's say Instagram, I try to post in everywhere, Facebook, Google, our hours for the holidays, for example.
Right.
So people know what's going to happen on that particular time. But it helps. Yeah. Yeah. But it's nothing like the reviews.
Yeah. Nothing like reviews are the best.
That helps. I think that's the most thing, because people look through the reviews. They learn the names because sometimes they come, who's Rossy? Who's Nikki? Who's Angie? So they know that because people say, oh, Nikki do awesome, Rossy do awesome, you know, so they come to the shop asking for it, for that person in particular. So I think the reviews is the best thing.
They get very connected to your person. I've got the guy that I go to, his store's new here, and it took him forever to get someone to to work with someone else because everybody came in asking for him. Mm-hmm. So you have like 5 people lined up because it's like, no, I'm getting it cut by you. I'm not going to wait for somebody, you know, so you got to make that connection work. Mm-hmm. As you're thinking about, you know, the store itself and some of the financing and things that you did. So how were you able, did the owner finance the store for you, the store purchase?
No. Well, she gave me some facilities. Like I paid in front like more than 50%. And then she arranged like payments, you know, monthly payments. Okay. So that's how I did it.
Okay. All right. Well, and that's a great way to do it too, because the owner is tied to your success. They want you to be successful. So if you have a question, they're probably going to answer the question. Yeah. Like, how did you do this? Or who was the supplier or whatever? And a lot of those.
But I knew all that because I used to work there.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, that is a very, very smart way to sort of make that transfer.
Yeah, I think that's what make it easier, you know, the transition.
Yeah.
Because I knew the providers, I knew the products, I knew most of the customers. So.
And we've had a couple people on this podcast in particular who've talked about that, you know, who've worked in a restaurant, worked in a space, and then one day they either got the offer to buy it or decided that it was something they wanted to do, and they knew it inside and out. Yeah. So that does make it easier.
Yes.
Still hard.
It's still hard.
Lots of hours.
But the transition is easier.
Yeah, lots of easier. Well, good. Well, we wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Hopefully in a couple of years you will see
Dominican Hair Salon by Rossy all over the U.S.
At least all over Georgia, right? It's pretty big.
Okay, we'll do Georgia, Savannah, Macon. Yeah, we could do that.
So my kids won't hate me.
You'll just be a mogul at that point. You'll just be making everything work.
Yes.
So, anyway, so you've been listening to Ace's Best Stories. I'm your host, Eric Holtzclaw. Every Tuesday at 9 o'clock, we bring you another story of an entrepreneur, small business owner, or inventor on their own journey to building their dream. Today, we've been talking with Rosa Melgen. She's the CEO of Dominican Hair Salon by Rossy. Join us next week for another story. Thanks for tuning in.